Diego Costa?
Animal.
The follow-up must be in. It is. Debut goal for Diego Costa. Branislav Ivanovic. It hit Costa. It's in.
The best striker in the league.
For 3 unforgettable years, Diego Costa was the player everyone in the Premier League either feared or secretly wanted on their team. His goals didn't just win matches, they won titles. First, he led Atletico Madrid to a La Liga victory, and then he repeated the feat with Chelsea, clinching the Premier League title twice. Costa played with a fire that burned anyone who dared to challenge him. His intensity wasn't just for show, it was part of who he was. This guy was no stranger to conflict. From flicking spit at Sergio Ramos to clashing with Antonio Conte, he's always been a bit of a wild card.
Right, as a football fan, you look at that and you just think, he acts like a petulant baby, Costa. Anything that happens, if anyone steps near him or steps in his way or touches him, it's like...
Because of this, he was the kind of player you loved to hate, unless he was scoring for your team, of course. But the Diego Costa we see today is a shadow of his former self, a far cry from the fearsome striker who once dominated the game. Born in one of Brazil's poorest regions, Diego grew up in a place where dreams of becoming a football star were as rare as a cool breeze on a hot day. Lagarto, his hometown, is known more for its struggles than for producing football talent. Yet, from these very streets emerged Diego Costa. Named after the iconic Diego Maradona, Diego had football in his veins. His brother Jair, named after the Brazilian star Jairzinho, was often said to be the more talented player. But Diego had something else, an unyielding spirit. The brothers spent their days playing football on muddy or concrete streets, their games only paused by passing cars. These weren't just games, they were survival battles. Diego, being smaller, had to be scrappy and ruthless to keep up.
Teve uma briga. Nisso aí, eu dei chute nele, ele caiu, né? Ele pegou uma pedra.
At 14, Diego decided to take a shot with Atletico Clube Lagartense, his hometown club, but faced rejection. Undeterred, he left for São Paulo, where he worked in his uncle's store. This wasn't just any store. It was a hotspot for football coaches and agents. Diego's uncle, Jarminho, would brag about his talented nephew to anyone who would listen. This led to a trial with Barcelona de Capella, a local team. Despite having no formal training, Diego dazzled by scoring 4 goals in an under-17 tournament. He was raw, but he was also natural. Costa's raw talent was undeniable, but his understanding of the game's rules was lacking. During a U18 match, he punched a defender and threatened the referee, earning a 4-month ban. But luck was on his side. Armando Silva, a scout for the famous agent Jorge Mendes, saw something special in Diego. Impressed, Silva offered him a chance at Braga in Portugal's top division. Braga soon loaned Diego to Penafiel, a second division team, where he caught the eye of Atletico Madrid's scout. Out of the blue, Costa got a call from agent Jorge Mendes, telling him to fly to Madrid. Having played only 13 games in Portugal's second division, Costa was shocked to find himself signing for Atletico Madrid. He arrived in Madrid in December 2006, looking more like a tourist than a footballer, in Bermuda shorts and flip-flops. After a brief return to Braga, he was presented by Atletico as the new Kaká, but was promptly loaned out again to Celta Vigo in Spain's second division. Diego's rough-and-tumble style continued to cause chaos. In a game against Xerez, his bullfighter-like taunting after a goal led to a brawl and a red card. Another incident saw him strike a defender, resulting in stitches for the player. Despite these wild episodes, Diego's fierce play on the field was impossible to ignore. After his time at Celta Vigo was done, Diego Costa returned to Atletico Madrid. However, he was loaned out again, this time to second division Albacete. At this point, Costa was already feeling overlooked. By 2009, he returned to Atletico, determined to stay, but it seemed no one at Atletico recognized him. This led to Costa plotting his next move, a permanent move back to Brazil to play at Vitória in Salvador, which is close to his hometown of Lagarto. If this move had happened, we might never have heard of Diego Costa, but Atletico had other plans, sending him on loan to Valladolid in La Liga. At Valladolid, Costa found an unexpected mentor in coach José Luis Mendilibar. Mendilibar nurtured Costa's aggression, helping him refine his game. Yet, Mendilibar's departure and Valladolid's relegation ended their relationship. Returning to Atletico in poor shape, Costa found himself behind stars Diego Forlan and Sergio Aguero. By 2011, Costa was desperate for a fresh start and nearly secured a move to Besiktas. But in a cruel twist of fate, he tore his knee ligament in his final training session before the transfer, sidelining him for 6 months and dashing his hopes. After recovering, Costa was loaned to Rayo Vallecano, where he exploded with 10 goals and 9 yellow cards in just 16 games, helping them avoid relegation. Returning to Atletico, new coach Diego Simeone planned to sell him, but Costa's relentless training won Simeone over. According to Costa, "I trained as if I was going to play." Costa's commitment paid off. He played in 31 league games, scoring 10 goals. However, his fiery personality led to on-field clashes. In the Europa League, he headbutted Victoria Plizen's David Limberski and got sent off. During the Copa del Rey semi-finals against Sevilla, Costa incited chaos, provoking multiple red cards and scoring in the final against Real Madrid. The summer of 2013 was a turning point for Diego Costa. With Radamel Falcao gone, Simeone made Costa the focal point of Atletico's attack. Costa thrived, bulldozing through defenses, winning penalties, and scoring seemingly impossible goals. He netted 27 goals, driving Atletico to a historic La Liga title. However, his season ended bittersweetly. In the Champions League final, an injured Costa limped off as Real Madrid triumphed. In 2014, Jose Mourinho brought him to Chelsea. Costa's troublemaking continued in England. He taunted Everton's Seamus Coleman, throttled Manchester City's Pablo Zabaleta, and in a notorious Carling Cup semi-final against Liverpool, he stamped on Emre Can and Martin Skrtel and tussled with Steven Gerrard. Costa didn't get sent off during the match, but the FA handed him a 3-match ban after reviewing the incidents. Diego Costa propelled Chelsea to the EPL title that season, scoring 20 Premier League goals. In 2016, Antonio Conte arrived at Chelsea and transformed Costa into a target man. Costa adapted well, but in January, a lucrative offer from Chinese club Tianjin Quanjian distracted him. When the move fell through, his form dipped, leading to a fallout with Conte. Despite this, Chelsea clinched the title. Conte then informed Costa via text that he was no longer in his plans. Chelsea excluded Costa from their Champions League squad and restricted his access to the first team. Rather than return from his summer break, Costa stayed in Lagarto, enjoying family time, gaining weight, and even jet skiing with his dog. Chelsea fined him for his absence and eventually sold him back to Atletico, the only club he wanted to play for. Costa's Chelsea tenure was remarkable, with 70 direct goal involvements, 52 goals and 18 assists in 89 Premier League appearances. Despite his disciplinary issues and injuries, his impact was immense. His successor, Alvaro Morata, and other strikers struggled to match Costa's achievements. Back at Atletico, Costa's form declined, with just 19 goals and 81 appearances marred by injuries. His contract was terminated in December 2020, leading him to a brief stint at Atletico Mineiro, where he scored 5 goals in 19 matches. After a period as a free agent, he joined Wolverhampton Wanderers, netting only once in 27 Premier League games. Today, he plays for a Brazilian club, Grêmio. Off the pitch, Costa is known for his playful nature, often joking around. Despite his fierce on-field persona, he's sensitive too, mourning for a month after accidentally killing his pet dog.